So we just got our first trailer, official trailer for Stranger Things 4, which will premiere its first 5 episodes next month on May 27th, with the final 4 episodes coming out in early July. And I cannot wait to play this trailer. I love the show, even though I was wondering how long will it run for, especially because I did love season 3 and how it wrapped up. But before we get started, don't forget to follow me on social media. My username is down below at the bottom of the screen and in the description below. So don't forget to do that while you're at it. And with that said, let's get started.
You've broken everything. Your suffering is almost at an end.
Dear Billy, I don't know if you can even hear this. Ever since you left, everything's been a total disaster. For a while, we tried to be happy. Normal. I know that's impossible.
Located you guys far from Hawkins because I thought you'd be safe. A war is coming. I'm afraid your friends at Hawkins are very much in the eye of the storm.
I don't have my powers.
I don't know how to say this other than just to say it. Without you, we can't win this war.
See you on the other side.
On the other side.
I was convinced I was put here for some other reason. Maybe I could still help. Even if it's the last thing I do.
People say Hawkins is cursed. They're not way off.
It's time.
Oh boy. Is that our villain?
You have lost.
That was our trailer for season 4. Oh man, that actually, that looks really great. I am very curious to see what they do with this next season. Again, I love the first season, and I did love the third season, even though I liked how it ended. So for years, I was wondering, what would they do with the story? Naturally, it looks like they're going to take the characters out of Hawkins, and that definitely seems like the case here. And I'm really curious to see how Hopper in Russia and see how that's doing with him, especially after the mystery that we all thought he's not dead in the end of season 3. And I'm also curious to just see Will and Eleven in their new lives and this new location they're in, and see how the gang is holding up after what happened in season 3. And this looks big. This looks like the biggest season yet in scale. They're talking about a war, and Russia's involved, and the Upside Down is involved, and now we have a new villain. I'm hearing that might be Dacre Montgomery, and that would be really surprising to see how that plays out. But I'm really curious to see. It looks like there's just this whole thing where it looks like time's running out. Looks like the end is coming, and I'm really curious to see what they do with that. I love the cast. I love Joe Keery, Steve Harrington. I love the Finn Wolfhard and all of them. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the show come back. It's been a while, and I'm wondering to see just where they continue the story, especially with what I've seen. It looks very cinematic. The visuals look big. And one of the interesting things here is apparently they're going to the Upside Down. They're actually going into the Upside Down. I remember Hopper and Joyce going in there in season 1, but they're going to actually full-blown enter the Upside Down physically, and I think that's going to be really cool, especially we've seen them react to the things that have happened in those first 3 seasons, and now they're going to the next level, and that I think is really cool. So really curious to see how that pans out. I hope we see the gang all together again at some point in season 4, which feels like it will happen more in the back half of the season. I hope Hopper is safe. I really hope that something really cool things will happen with Hopper, especially with him teasing something epic coming with him in season 4. So that I can't wait for, and I'm really curious to see, especially when in the timeline is this set in the 80s, because there's no way this is only like 6 months or a year later. And I'm also just curious to see just how this war with the Upside Down continues, and now they have a new threat who looks like he's about to end their suffering, and that I think is interesting. And 11 doesn't have her powers, especially at the end of season 3 with what happened with the Mind Flayer. So I'm really curious to see how, as this story progresses, how she will factor, especially because she's depowered. And it looks like we're seeing like she's back in a lab again. They might be flashbacks, but maybe they're not. So I'm wondering, how will she get her powers back if that's going to happen? And how will she factor into all of this, especially as she's one of the iconic characters of the series as a whole? So really curious to see that. And I'm really curious to see how Joyce is handling what's happening with season 3, what happens in season 3, but also how she moves forward here. And it looks like she and Murray are going to team up again, which is great. I love that Murray and Hopper teaming up in season 3. So I think it looks like they're going to Russia, and it looks like they might be going there to save Hopper. Maybe they find out about something. There's a lot of things in place, and it looks great. It looks cinematic. It looks visually great. I cannot wait to see these characters again, and I feel bad here. It looks like a lot of scary things are going to go down, and hopefully our characters are safe. And apparently Max has powers. That I'm curious to see how that happens, because she's levitating, and I'm really curious to see like what's the context of that scene, and also what's going to happen with all these characters, because this looks like it's going to be just like with every new season that's come out. This is going to be the biggest season yet. It's going to be massive, and it's going to be intense for our characters, and I wonder what's going to happen next, especially as they deal with the Upside Down yet again, but with like the full force of it. So that I cannot wait for, and see how everything comes together. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the trailer for Stranger Things 4. Let me know down below in the comment section. What did you think of the trailer? What's your excitement level for Stranger Things 4? I'd love to hear it. What was your favorite season? Are you excited for season 4? I cannot wait to hear it. And reminder, the first 5 episodes will come out on May 27th, and then the final 4 episodes will come out in early July. So they won't drop all together like they have with the first 3 seasons. So I'm just going to let you guys know that. And thank you guys so much for watching. And don't forget to hit that like button and the subscribe button. And stay tuned for more.
Hawkins is cursed. They're not way off.